everybody. So I wanted to do one of my little editorials that I've done a couple of, and it's something I've been thinking about a lot, and I don't really know the answer to it, so I'm just going to kind of spit a lot out, and then I'm curious for your feedback and to get some suggestions of kind of what your thoughts are on this topic. And today I want to talk a little bit about hyperbole. And it's something that us in the film community can easily get in the habit of doing. And you know, what we can have is, I think, sort of four experiences coming out of a movie. One, we can love it, and it gives us that sort of visceral excitement of, you know, that it feels almost like a drug, and you know, that we just got shot up. That, I just loved this. It was so great. And then we can have that was really fun. I really enjoyed that film. So it's not, you didn't love it, but you liked it. And that's a totally valid response. And then you can have that movie was so either boring or graphic or offensive or whatever it is your strong negative reaction to a film. So like, I saw Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children this year, and I was literally just, when will it end? I hate this movie so much. And other people like it, but I cannot deny that that was my experience when I was sitting in that theater. When I watched X-Men Apocalypse, I was so miserable the whole time. I'm just like, this thing will never end. And I just responded extremely negatively to it. I responded extremely negatively to The Killing Joke and to Warcraft. And then you have the fourth response, which is, that wasn't horrible. I wasn't miserable. I didn't want to leave, but that wasn't that good either. And I had that experience a lot this year. And unfortunately, the thing that I think that can happen a lot of the times, because I think that the majority of experiences are somewhere in those middle two experiences of I liked it, and also I was a little disappointed, but I didn't hate it. Like, there's somewhere in between those two experiences. And I had a lot of movies that were sort of in that experience. Like, you know, you had the other thing too is about these sort of middle of the road movies are a lot of times I need a couple days to kind of to sit on it and to really sort of permeate. And so when I do a video the day of, I may sort of end up coming off across either more negative or more positive than I really feel, because I'm trying to sort of sort it out. And a lot of times those sort of movies will sort of end up in that middle section. And I think that the problem is that I think a lot of people aren't happy with you placing a movie in that middle section, especially if it's a movie that they love. And I've had this problem with, particularly with certain movies that I feel like have gotten so much hyperbole this year, and particularly Arrival and La La Land. And people want to say, well, why didn't you like it? I said, I did like it. I did like both of those films. I gave them good reviews. I enjoyed them. I just don't think that they are masterpieces. And that's the words I keep hearing throwing around. And the problem is that when I keep hearing those words thrown around, I start to sort of resent the film. And it starts to sort of sour my feeling on the movie, because I don't think it's a masterpiece. And that's crazy. Like, we shouldn't have to feel like we think every movie is a masterpiece. How often do masterpieces really come? Not very often, you know? And I mean, my favorite movies of the year, I'm not really willing to say that they're masterpieces, but they're my favorite of the year. They're the best, I think, of the year. I don't know if this year had a masterpiece, to be perfectly frank. I don't know if this year had a single masterpiece that will live on for years and years and years. And for me, I felt like Arrival was a good movie. I felt like it was bold. I felt like it was, I liked the emphasis on communication and language, and I thought the performances were good. I thought the production design was good. I liked it. I just didn't think that it was in the running for the top 10 or 20 of the year for me, because I felt like the scope of the movie was very small, whereas it felt like it should have been bigger. I should have gotten to know the feelings of more characters than one about all the things going on. That was my problem with the film. And I felt with La La Land, I just didn't, even from my very first review, I didn't think the songs were that good. From my very first review, I thought the songs in Moana and I thought the songs in Sing Street were better. And so that was a problem for me, that I just have not thought about the songs one time. And everybody's telling me, I heard somebody say that it was the best musical in the last 50 years. That's just insane. I'm sorry. Are you crazy? And I didn't even think it was the best musical this year, let alone in the 50 years, but that doesn't mean I hated it. I liked it. It was fine. I enjoyed it. But that's when we get into these problems with this hyperbole. And I had the same problem with movies that disappointed me, but I didn't hate. I gave C pluses to a lot of movies this year. I gave C pluses to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, C pluses to Rogue One, and both of those movies were movies that disappointed me and that I thought could have been much, much better. And the biggest problem I had with both of those movies is I thought the character development was poor on both of them, and I didn't feel attached to either of the characters. I thought as action movies, as blockbusters, they had fun moments, and I didn't hate them. Another movie that people were throwing on the hyperbole this year was Batman v Superman. I hated the ending of that movie. I did not like it. I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. There were a lot of problems I had with it, but I do not think it is the worst movie I've seen all year. I don't think it is a horrible experience. I think there are good things that you can take away from that movie. And I'm not willing to even say that I think it is that much worse than some of the other movies that people have been putting. I mean, I've seen Rogue One in top 10 lists, which to me is just, I don't understand. I don't understand how that movie with those characters and that character development could be in someone's top 10. I don't get it. No, I don't know what the answer is to this. Because it's also indie movies that can do this. Because I had 3 movies this year that I was told were brilliant, were so great. And then I went and saw them, and I didn't think they lived up to the hyperbole. I didn't think Swiss Army Man was very good. I didn't think The Lobster was very good. And I didn't think that Jackie was very good. I thought all of those movies made choices that I didn't like. And it's not like, it's not that I don't understand why other people like those films. I do, and I respect that, and I have no problem with them liking it. But the problem that we get is when people don't accept the fact that people have different opinions. I did a video on opinions the other day, but I don't know, it's just like, what ends up happening is that you end up becoming, I feel like, those middle ground opinions when you're kind of in the middle, because the people that have the extreme positions, including myself, keep including myself in this, but they push you so that I can't be in the middle anymore. I have to choose a side. And so if I'm going to have to choose a side, whether I dislike or like Rogue One, I'm going to be on the dislike side. If I have to pick a side for La La Land and for Arrival, I will be on the like side. But that's not necessarily expressive of my true feelings of those films. And so I feel like it almost forces me to nitpick, when in reality, I did have things I liked. I'm just in the middle. And it seems like people sometimes aren't willing to accept that response. It's becoming frustrating to me this year because there were so many movies that I was in the middle on this year. Maybe just because of the fact that I saw so many more movies than I typically see. But on the other hand, I had probably 30, 40 movies that I really could have seen me bumping up and putting in a top 15, top 20 list. So there were a lot, and I have ones that I don't think anybody else will have on their top 10 list, but they were the ones that I really loved. And I understand that other people might not be as into those films, and that's cool. I have no problem with that. Anyway, I guess I think that hyperbole is fun. I enjoy hyperbole. I enjoy getting excited and that visceral experience of either hating something or loving it. That's cool. But I think that we just need to also be respectful of that middle ground. That's all I'm saying. And so, I don't know, what do you think about this topic, about hyperbole, and how we can respect each other's opinions a little bit more? So, thanks so much. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later. Bye.